Hello, my name is Amari Smith, and today I'll be talking about the greenhouse effect simulation lab. Just to jump right into it, the first step in this lab was to obviously open the simulation and kind of follow the instructions as far as how to set it up and what to start off with. So the first step it had me do was press the reset button on the simulation, and by doing this, it kind of automatically set the knob to about 1/8 of the way. The second step was to set the simulation for no greenhouse gases and no clouds by moving the greenhouse gas concentration slider to the far left and unchecking the cloud boxes. Next, I began the simulation by pressing the start-stop button. And at this time, I simultaneously started my stopwatch for 2 minutes. And during this 2 minutes, I kind of observed and just noted down what I saw. And from this, something that popped up to me while observing this was that the sunlight photons were flowing downwards, while the infrared photons were flowing upwards. Also, there were more infrared photons than there were sunlight photons. And I paused the simulation just to kind of get a count of how many infrared and sunlight photons there were. And I got 20 infrared photons and 5 sunlight photons, which kind of gives you an idea of just the ratio between the two. The next step, after 2 minutes, I stopped the simulation and I recorded the global temperature in Celsius, and I put it in data table 1 that was provided. And the average temperature for the simulation with no clouds and no greenhouse gases was negative 18 degrees Celsius. Excuse me. The next step was to reset the simulation by pressing the reset button. And after that, I had to set the simulation for 1750 greenhouse gas levels by pressing the 1750 button, but with no clouds. After pressing the 1750 button under atmosphere era, the composition values appeared under it. And the results were, for H2O, it was 70% relative humidity. For CO2, it was 280 ppm. For CH4, it was 0.73 ppm. For N2O, it was 0.270 ppm. And I recorded it in the data table provided.